I let my friend wear an outfit I knew she'd regret. My best friend Jenna called me at 6 p.m. freaking out. She had a date with this guy Eli she'd been obsessing over for months. He finally asked her to dinner at this upscale Italian place downtown. She wanted me to come over and help her pick an outfit. I said sure and drove to her apartment. When I got there, she had 3 dresses laid out on her bed. A black midi dress, a burgundy wrap dress, and this bright neon green bodycon thing that looked like it came from a Halloween costume store. She held up the neon green one. What about this? I stared at it. The fabric was cheap and shiny. The cut was unflattering. It had these weird cutouts on the sides that would show everything. That's definitely a choice, I said carefully. She grinned. I knew you'd love it. Eli mentioned he likes bold women who stand out. I wanted to tell her the truth. That dress was a disaster waiting to happen. But here's the thing about Jenna. She never listens to my advice. Ever. Last year, I told her not to get those chunky blonde highlights. She got them anyway and cried for a week. 6 months ago, I told her not to text her ex at 2 a.m. She did it anyway and he screenshot it and posted it everywhere. Every single time I give her advice, she does the opposite. Then she blames me for not being supportive enough. So this time, I tried something different. That dress is perfect, I said. You should definitely wear it. She squealed and hugged me. I knew you'd get it. Everyone else said it was too much, but I knew you'd understand. Everyone else. So other people had already told her it was a bad idea, and she ignored them too. I wasn't special. I was just the friend she needed to validate her terrible decision. She put on the dress. It was worse than I imagined. The neon green clashed with her skin tone. The cutouts exposed her hip bones in an awkward way. The fabric bunched in all the wrong places. You look amazing, I lied. She beamed at herself in the mirror. Eli picked her up at 8 p.m. I went home and waited. Part of me felt guilty, but the bigger part of me was tired. Tired of being the friend who always tried to help and always got blamed when things went wrong. My phone rang at 10:30 p.m. Jenna was sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. I told her to breathe and tell me what happened. The restaurant had a dress code. Eli didn't know because he'd never been there before. When they walked in, the hostess took one look at Jenna and said they couldn't seat her. Eli was mortified. He apologized to the hostess and asked if there was anything they could do. The hostess said no. Jenna's dress was too revealing and too casual for their establishment. They had to leave. Eli drove her home in complete silence. When they got to her apartment, he said he'd call her later. He hasn't called. Why didn't you tell me? Jenna screamed through the phone. I sat there holding my phone, feeling something snap inside me. I did warn you, I said quietly. What? Every time I warn you about anything, you ignore me. The highlights, the ex, the MLM scheme, the roommate with the criminal record. She went silent. I kept going. I've spent 3 years trying to protect you from yourself, and every single time, you do the opposite of what I say, and then blame me for not trying hard enough. That's not true, she whispered. It is true. So tonight I tried something different. I agreed with you. I told you what you wanted to hear, and guess what happened? She started crying again. You sabotaged me on purpose. No, I gave you exactly what you always ask for. Unconditional support, zero criticism, complete validation. You're a terrible friend, she said, and you're impossible to help. I hung up. She texted me 47 times that night, called 12 times, left voicemails calling me every name imaginable, told our entire friend group I ruined her relationship on purpose. 3 of them reached out to hear my side. When I explained, they all said the same thing. They tried to warn her about the dress too. She ignored every single one of them. Eli never called her back. She posted a long rant on Instagram about fake friends and jealous women. She blocked me on everything. 6 months later, I ran into her at a coffee shop. She looked different, calmer. She walked over to my table and sat down without asking. I've been in therapy, she said. I realized some things. I waited. You were right about everything. I never listened to anyone because I didn't want to hear the truth. I nodded slowly. I'm sorry for what I said that night, she continued. You weren't sabotaging me. You were exhausted. I would have been too. She asked if we could try being friends again. I told her I'd think about it. I'm still thinking about it because sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is let them learn on their own, even if the lesson comes in neon green.